Hi everybody, my name is Jessica. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood, Wisconsin, and today I want to show you how I made this beautiful card using the Emboss Resist technique. I'm going to be using the Forever Fern stamp set from Stampin' Up! This is my favorite. I keep putting it away and then I just pull it out again right away. And I'm also going to be using some sponges and Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive ink pads. I'm going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm using my embossing buddy. This helps the embossing powder go where it's supposed to instead of all over the place. And I've got a Versamark ink pad here. I love this stuff. And I'm going to use one of my leaf images. I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp that to make my background. It's a very sticky ink pad. You can do whatever pattern you want, whatever stamp set you want. I think I need something in the corner there. And I missed this corner down here. So that's how I wanted mine to be. Again, you have creative freedom. And I've got white embossing powder here and a piece of just plain old copy paper to help funnel my powder. And I'm just going to sprinkle that all over. Sometimes you can try to get that back in the container, but this is what the copy paper is for. And you want to make sure that you didn't miss any spots. I'm going to tap that off good. I also don't want to get my finger in there and smear it while I'm picking it up. So this I can funnel back into the container. And then I'm going to come in with my heat gun and heat this all up. While I'm doing this, I want to point out that my host code for the month of August is at the top of the screen. I'm doing a mystery host event, so any and all orders in the month of August will go into a drawing for the rewards at the end of the month. So if you'd like to place an order, please use that host code and you will be entered into the drawing at the end of August. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be happy to assist you with placing your order. Feel free to email me or send me a message, and I can touch base with you, and I'd be happy to help you out. So this is almost done. I do see now that I smeared one of the leaves, but that's okay. That's real life for you, right? We try not to make mistakes, but sometimes they just happen. Okay, so here's where the fun starts. I'm going to bring in just another piece of grid paper to put underneath because A, it's going to make a mess, and number two, that Versamark is all sticky and I don't want that to interfere with anything either. So I'm going to start with my light color ink, and I've got a sponge here for the Pear Pizzazz ink. And when I first ink up the sponge, you can see I rubbed it on the paper there because I don't want those funny lines getting on my paper, and you'll see what I mean when I get started here. And so like I said, I like to start with the light color first. Whoops, I was blending a little too hard there. So see how you can see the sponge marks? I don't really want that. And you can see right here how I did that anyway, even though that's really not what I wanted. So each time I ink up the sponge, I just kind of wipe it on the paper to get started before I go to my actual project and blend. So this is Emboss Resist, and I love the look of it. It's great for backgrounds. I can try to blend that a little bit more, but hopefully when I come in with the darker ink, that will cover that up a bit. So what I'm doing with the two inks is to give it a little bit of variance. And I love greens, and I love that Stampin' Up! Has so many greens in their color family to choose from. It's probably, well, there's so many reasons I love Stampin' Up!, but that's probably one of the biggest reasons is green is my favorite color, and I love that there's so many greens to choose from. So going over this with the darker color certainly helps cover up those sponge marks. I'll just give it an all over blend, and that's perfect. That's exactly what I was going for. I just love the variance in there. The next thing I want to do to finish my card is I'm taking the splotchy stamp, and I just want to, that kind of smeared a little bit. When you can see that when you ink over the embossing, it's going to rub right off. That's part of the resist. So I am inking off before I stamp because I don't want that to be super dark. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is I want to stamp my greeting. So I've got To a Friend That Makes Me Smile, and I'm going to stamp that on Old Olive. I'm going to come in with my glue. And you know, I checked it right before I started this video, and it was not clogged. So I don't know what happened. I'm going to glue this down onto the Old Olive layer. And then I've got my Pear Pizzazz base here, and I'm going to score that with my bone folder. And then I have another piece of Pear Pizzazz that I embossed with the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. I did that ahead of time. So I'm going to adhere that onto my card front. And now my glue is running great. So that's good. I'm just going to stick that down, and then I'm going to adhere my embossed layer. And I want that off to the side just a little bit. Gosh, isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. All right, I'm gonna cut my greeting out with my Stamp and Emboss machine. And what I do is I take my snail adhesive and I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the back. And I've got some of this gold cording. This is part of the Forever Fern Suite. It's so pretty. So pretty. And I'm just gonna kind of twirl that around and stick it to the back. And then I'm gonna put some of my stay down. Put some dimensionals on the back. And I'm gonna put that down like that. And then last thing is, these are my favorites. If you've watched my videos or if you've watched any of my Facebook lives on Wednesdays, you will know that I use these gold gems all the time. They're my favorite. So, whoops, I'm gonna put a few of those on here. Try to stop those from flying away. And I think I'll put one right up there. And we have a beautiful card. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed my video today. Please feel free to leave me a comment or share this video with a friend of yours. I love connecting with other crafters. I hope you have a great day. I hope you get a chance to be creative today. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.